So you're in a personal year 5. This is a year where you're going to be seeking out personal freedom. This is a year where you're going to be looking for adventure and excitement, potentially even travel. And you're going to experience a lot of change, sometimes expected change, and you're probably going to experience a lot of unexpected change. But remember, all change is there meant to move your energy into the direction you're supposed to be going. This is truly a breakthrough, transformative year for you. I'm so excited to dive into your personal year 5. If life feels like it's shifting, it's because it is. Every year activates a new personal year cycle in numerology. It's a divine reset that really shapes your next year. In this 9-part series, we're going to be understanding what your personal year cycle is bringing forward for you and what your personal frequency will be this year. So let's dive into your personal year and really understand what your higher self is guiding you into. Hi guys, my name is Ness. I'm an intuitive and a numerologist, and this channel is all about understanding yourself in the deepest way possible, which allows you to understand the world around you in a very deep way. If you're interested in things like numerology, astrology, human design, intuition, Akashic records, all of these amazing magical things, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. It's going to allow you to be notified next time I upload a video. It's also going to help support me in building a collective of people that really want to understand themselves on the deepest way possible. And if that is you, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. If you're enjoying this video, please hit a thumbs up on the video. And share it with someone that you feel should know what the next year's frequency is for them. Also, before we go any further, I want to let you know that if you really want to understand your personal year on a level that is going to allow you to begin to plan out what your next year has ahead for you, you're going to want to pick up one of my personal year planners. It is a 60-page, month-by-month, in-depth understanding of what this personal year is bringing about. It's going to allow you to be able to really plan and take advantage of the energy and the frequency that you happen to be holding this year in the most aligned way. So down in the description, I have added a link that if you'd like to pick up one of these personal year planners, click that link and definitely pick it up. It's going to help you have the most amazing year you've ever had. Also, I have just opened up one-on-one personal, what I call divine numerology numbers reading, and it is a combination between your personal numerology. We look at your numerology, we look at your personal year numerology, and I get 3 messages from the Akashic records, from your soul, from your higher self. And if it's something you're interested in doing, it is a 45-minute one-on-one Zoom reading that, if you choose, can be recorded. Make sure you click down below. I have a link right there for you to be able to book it. I do want you to know that I have limited availability, so if it is something you are interested in doing, make sure you click that button right now. I would hate for you to miss out on this. And if for some reason all of my spots are taken, it will default into a wait list, and I will notify you by email the moment my calendar opens up. So you'll have the first opportunity to be able to book in. I can't wait to go into this numerology, personal years. I will tell you, when I realized my personal year and what it was almost 3 years ago, it was absolutely crazy how accurate it is on understanding the frequency and energy that you're going to be having that year that you're either looking at or currently in. And if you go back historically and look, it is like eerily accurate. It's quite amazing that our soul chooses this kind of stuff. So now let's dive into what your personal year is. So you're in a personal year 5. This is such a fun energy to be entering into. This is a year where you're going to be craving change. It is a year where you're going to be attracting adventure, and a year where you're really going to want a little more personal freedom. I will tell you that this is a year where you're going to have a truly transformative year that is going to likely and potentially redirect you to the direction you're supposed to be going. It is a year that really realigns your soul in a fun, adventurous, change enthusiastic kind of way. So let's dive into your personal year 5. In a personal year 5, some of the core themes that you're going to experience is a true desire for freedom. freedom of time, freedom of more health. If you look at your life and say, where do I desire more freedom? This is going to be the focus of this year. You are looking for anything that is going to give your life more expansion, more kind of unpredictability. You're coming right off of a year 4, which is a very structured, goal-oriented, sort of like foundation building year. And then you transition into this very like expressive, energetic, changing year 5. 5 brings about this energy of expansion. And it's part of why you crave change. And you're also going to attract a lot of change and adventure. This is a year that will likely bring you some beautiful travel experiences. This is a year where you are likely going to feel the pull to anything that is adventurous and lights up your being. When it comes to travel, when it comes to experiencing new things, when it comes to really expanding who you are and your life of experiences. It's just really going to be an expansive year. And in year 5, you can expect the unexpected. This is a year where you will have fun, exciting experiences just sort of pop out of nowhere. This is a year where you might find that your life shifts in very unexpected, fast-moving way. So one of the things you got to really be aware of is that change is good and change is needed. And this is a year that really kind of forces you down that energy of change. It's also a year where you really likely will reinvent yourself. If you've been on the path of reinvention, it's going to solidify this new you. If you've been resisting the path of reinvention, it's sort of going to force you to reinvent yourself a bit. This is a year where it's not uncommon for people to change their hair color. It's not uncommon for people to have drastic lifestyle changes. It's also a year where you might find yourself moving to a place that you've always wanted to live, or traveling to a place you've always wanted to go to. It's also a year where your friend group might expand in unexpected ways. It's a really fun and exciting energy to be in. It's also a year that is very focused on the 5 senses. So you want to feel it all, you want to see it all, you want to taste it all, you want to feel it in every sense of the being. And so you're going to have a lot of great experiences that way. Some of the key energies that you're going to have this year is personal liberation. You are going to feel uninhibited. It's also a energy that really brings you to your body and sort of your sensuality and your sexuality. It is energy that really wants to experience things and experiences and people and everything when it comes to the 5 senses. This is also a year where you might have major breakthroughs in your life when it comes to what it is that you really want. What it is that you're striving towards. It'll be major and unexpected changes, which is really fun for, I would say, a majority of life path numbers. If you happen to be a life path number that is a little more structured, this is an energy that can feel a little scary because it's the unexpected, right? When we are expecting the unexpected, sometimes it can be shocking and uncomfortable. But this energy is really meant to move you energetically so that you begin to shift in a way that really aligns with your soul. It's also a year where you're going to experience a lot of personal breakthroughs. Because you're more focused on movement, you're curious about change, it is a year where you end up having a lot of personal breakthroughs of understanding what it is that you want and how to move forward with that. Some of the shadow that you might experience in a personal year 5 is you might feel a little bit scattered because so much is coming at you in such a fast-paced way. It can feel a little bit scattered or disjointed or chaotic, right? This is really a year that even though a lot is coming at you at a very fast pace and you're going to experience rapid change and really fun, exciting things come your way, it is a year in which you really have to ground into process, which is so ironic because it's all about the opposite of process. This energy is all about fun and free form, but for you to really make the change that your soul is asking you to take in this year, you have to put in a little bit of a process of structured change, right? That is the type of change that is sustaining, change that you have thought through and made. So it might be changing careers. It could be changing cities, moving to a new country. It could be changing up your routine when it comes to travel. Maybe you start traveling more internationally. All of these are different versions of change, but it's done in a little bit more structured way. You don't just get up and move tomorrow to this new city, although you might in this year. But ideally, you plan it out a little bit for 3, 4, 6 months, a year before you make that change, right? To make sure it's the right change, because you're going to have a feeling of wanting something new, wanting this new energy, and you want to make sure that you make the right move that's meant for you and not just a move of something new, right? So you really want to ground into the changes that are happening. Some of the other sides of an energy 5 is that sometimes the 5 energy or a 5 year, we can want to resist responsibility. We're like, I had a whole year previous to this where I was extremely responsible. This is a year I want to let loose, right? And the whole point of this year is to really shift your energy into change, but not to unravel everything you did the previous year in your year 4. So it's really important that you have responsible change and look at everything from a lens of, is this best for my future long term, or is this just good in the moment? And sometimes we just need an in the moment good feeling. But if it's something that is really going to shift your energy in a big way, you really want to look at it at the lens of responsibility. And avoid super impulsive decisions. Even though this energy really brings you a lot of opportunities in change and in like life, you definitely want to ground into those decisions and make sure that they're not impulsive, so that you can really make the most of this fun energy. So now let's talk about what you should really truly focus on in a year 5. First one is say yes to aligned opportunities, even when they come out of the blue, because this is a year where you're going to have really beautiful opportunities come to you in a very like synchronistic kind of way. And it will feel kind of sudden. So if they feel aligned and they feel like the right thing to do, push past any fear or doubt and go for it, because this is really a year that will bring you these beautiful divine kind of like opportunities to shift your life in a truly beautiful way. Second thing to focus on is to embrace change and not resist it. If you're the type of person that likes predictability, likes things planned out, likes things that stay consistent, this is a year that's going to get you uncomfortable. This is a year that really pushes you outside of your box. If you like your life in a box, it's going to say, I'm sorry, you need to stand on the box so you can see all the sides. And so this is really a year that is designed to get you to embrace change. Change can't happen without change. It's so obvious, but sometimes so hard to do, is that for us to get to the life that we really, really want and the life that our soul is calling us to, we have to have change. So the biggest thing in the year 5 is to embrace it with open arms. And this is a year that will likely bring about new interests for you. You're going to have these new sparks of things that really pique your interest. And this is really a year where you're meant to dive into those interests and begin to explore them and see what kind of comes about these fun little exciting new interests. It could be something as simple as learning salsa dancing. It could be something bigger of wanting to visit all the major continents in travel. But the key is that run with these little sparks of interest, because it's going to shift your energy in a really beautiful way. And really what this year really allows you to do is to like evolve and reinvent yourself. The energy of the 5 is all about reinvention. It's about your unique expression of who you are. It's a very like artistic, sort of expressive in a very wild kind of way, but it is meant to really allow you the opportunity to reinvent yourself, to express yourself in the most authentic way. And so this is really a year where I ask you and I implore you and I celebrate you on trying new things, getting outside of your comfort zone and allowing yourself to truly explore all the like aspects of who you are. So 3 quick reminders for Personal Year 5. The first one is your freedom is calling you. You need to pick up the phone and answer it. This is a year that really allows you to find your personal freedom and asks you to step into that. ask you to step into the most authentic version of yourself. If you've ever met someone that's a personal, that is a life path 5, they are so sort of themselves in a way that they are unbothered by anyone else's opinion of themselves. And so this is a year where it's really going to ask you to step into you, step into your authenticity, to push away any self-criticism or any criticism from anyone else, to just really be you. This is a year that's going to ask you to really reinvent yourself and answer the call of personal freedom. The second sacred reminder I have for you is that change isn't chaos, it's expansion. Sometimes we view change as scary and we're afraid of change. It makes us uneasy and uncomfortable. But the truth is we can't expand personally if we don't allow change to happen. This is really a year that's meant to expand you in a spiritual way, in a physical way, in an emotional way, in every aspect of who you are. So allow this expansion to happen. Welcome it with open arms. Allow the change to unfold in the most divine, beautiful way. Because when you do, you're going to look back on your year 5 and be like, that was such a magical, expansive, amazing year. And you're going to love this year, I gotta tell you. Your third sacred reminder is really about, as this change begins to happen, to remember that you're not losing your stability. You're gaining new possibilities. In a year 5, sometimes our foundations can feel a little shook because it does bring about fast and rapid change. And if we've been resisting change that is needed to happen, this is a year where it sort of forces it on you. It forces you to change. If you've known for a long time that your health hasn't been well, you need to get fit, you need to start really focusing on your well-being. If you've been ignoring the call, this is a year where it's going to force you to do that. And know that when things begin to feel a little unstable, it's not losing stability, you're gaining more possibilities, more opportunities, more potentials. And that right there is what's so beautiful about a 5 year, is that it really expands your opportunity for possibilities. And so my biggest advice for you is to embrace the change with open arms, welcome in new things that come about in very unexpected ways. Know that this year will be full of beautiful, expansive changes and adventure and fun and freedom and all of that amazing stuff. So if you're excited about your year 5, make sure you leave a comment down below. Put a thumbs up on the video, share the video that's also having a personal year 5. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't done that yet. If you're curious about your previous year, your next year, someone in your life's personal year, click right here and I have the whole 9-year series so you can listen to all of the personal years that are out there. I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful new year, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.